All right. Hello, my dear friends. And welcome back to Ready or Not. Welcome back to Pain. We're going to set this up a little bit more reasonably. And we're going to tackle Port Hoken, which is our final mission here in Ready or Not. I'm going to keep the C2, but I'm going to add, I'm going to take one C2, add 2 flashers. All right. And that, my dear friends, is a good loadout. Now, let's check everyone else's kitted. Very good. All right, moving on. For this part, this episode's going to be pretty significantly shorter. We'll play the mission itself slower than we have been. I mean, it's not like we're rushing through these, but we'll take our time and really hit them hard, hit them fast. Make sure everything's effective, though. Make sure we're following our ROE and whatnot, because we're not going to be going through DLC in this part, and I'm not going to be replaying anything. So we only have one mission, and that is hide and seek on Port Hoken. Like I said, we'll most likely go through and do all of these. This gives us 3 more episodes. Theoretically, we could do Los Sueños stories and make this a three-peat, but I think I'm going to save that for another time. So, without further ado, let's hit Port Hoken. Joint strike operation between the LSPD, FISA, and ATF on Los Sueños' major shipping port. Federal and state authorities were tipped off on large shipments of weapons moving throughout the area, leading to a major crackdown to capture and detain any individuals involved. Now, if you've been around Ready or Not long enough, you know all about hide and seek. Port Hoken was the original raid mission back when you could choose whether or not you wanted to play barricaded suspects or a raid with more free rules of engagement. Void Interactive being the the B tier AAA studio that they're acting like, they totally scrapped that idea, which, quite frankly, doesn't make any sense.
Negotiations have fallen apart. Move to secure the premises. Suspects are highly volatile.
All right. Well, you see, we're in the shadow of colossal structures here. The yellow tint from the lights above guiding us in. This discarded flashlight, most likely left by someone moving in a hurry, reveals to us that same symbol that we encountered at the car dealership. The spider with 8 humans as the legs. It's horrific indeed. I hate that my light... Man, we're starting off right, but look at where my light is actually coming from. It's coming from like in the middle of the flashlight. There's usually a shooter right here. I'm going to move real slow and careful because these guys are really dastardly compared to some of the other suspects. They,
Drop the weapon and put your police don't
got a
fucking
shooter.
move. Get on the fucking ground. Hands up. Drop the weapon.
Put it down. Don't move.
I'm going to... Oops. See what I'm saying? We turned our head for a second, and they fired on us. There's a civvy over here on the right-hand side.
Don't move.
I'm going to hold this.
Put your fucking hands up.
Let's see if I can get them over here.
Police, get down. Get down now.
I'm worried about this window here and whether or not we're going to take fire. I got him locked up. Seems clear for now. Put the flex cuffs on this guy. Bag up his weapon. Nothing really crazy to note about the appearance of this guy yet. We can note that he was speaking Russian. and that's going to be important.
Hands on your head. Do it now.
Provide support.
Down on your goddamn knees now.
About to throw a flash. Russian as well.
Blue, move there.
I'm going to have red fall in on me. I'm going to hit this area with a flash, and we're going to move.
Keep your hands up. Hands up.
Oh, that's
Down on your-
frustrating.
Police, get down. Hands up. Do it now. Get down on your knees.
Lot of movers over there.
Put your hands up.
Alright, so I'm going to have them hold.
On me, move.
Actually, I just pulled gold team. Unfortunately, this is just the way it's going to have to be. We're going to push up here.
Down on your knees. Get down. Get down. I want to see hands.
See an individual from the car dealership here.
Police, hands on your head.
Now that is a shooter,
Hands on
most
your head.
definitely.
Now.
Good to go.
Alright,
Doc to element. Trailers are ready.
Put your hands up. Police, get your hands up.
once they get them cuffed, everyone's going to hold.
Doc here.
Okay, everyone's going to hold, and I'm going to crack this. And here, see
Unknown
drugs.
substance on site.
Doc to lead. Forensics notified.
Yeah, the spider is notorious for dealing in guns and drugs, which is
Hands
something
up.
that we
Hands
discovered
up.
after Caesar's car dealership. Alright, let's get everyone on us. Blue fuel.
Turn around.
Okay.
Stay down and turn around.
I have no idea if everybody's up or not, because I did disable our HUD. Another spider container.
Making it safe.
Just a car. Oh,
Doc to lead. Continue with objective.
okay, that's one dead bad guy.
Что ты хочешь? Ищешь медаль? Entry team to talk. Suspect is down.
This is
Move
Doc.
here.
Notifying medical.
Move. Push, 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 push. We get them to stack up and split.
Drop it now. Down on your knees. Slowly.
See that shooter. I think I killed
Drop to
him.
your knees.
Let's get them to breach and clear.
Flashbangs. Breaching.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill that guy from a distance, but, you know, c'est la vie.
Hands up above your head. Don't move. Get down. Don't move. Arms outstretched. Okay.
Here comes our SEAL team.
Dropping the light.
Very good, very good. All right. So, we were kind of in automatic mode, but now we have superiority. For a second, this is just another standard shooter model. Dude wearing a balaclava. We noticed that there is a disproportionately high presence of bad guys here, right? Mixed in with the standard dock workers, which is to be expected.
Something about this hellhole.
Lead to talk. We have a civilian in custody.
Interesting. We have a civilian talking about this place being a hellhole, and about time, meaning that this operation's been running for quite. Okay. Get the gang on us. Oop. I must not have killed that guy, or there's a second shooter running around. Both are possible. Could be a shooter up top. I have no idea. Get everybody to move over here on the right with me. And then hold here. Yeah, sorry, I gotta manage the recoil on my my SR-16. You know, this is a real rifle platform. It's made by Knights Armament Corps. It is like the premier 14.5
Put your hands
barrel rifle. Okay, I'm gonna get the gang on me. We're gonna do a little autopsy on these guys instead of complaint.
Doc to entry team. Medical assistance is standing by.
Evidence good to go.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get them to hold, and no one touch him. Look at this guy. This is one of the most horrific models that we come across. Instead of wearing a ski mask, he's wearing pantyhose over his head. But, you know, unlike traditional pantyhose that, you know, like the hoods wear in the Manhunt franchise, or in the first game specifically, you know,
Contact is down.
okay. Everyone chill.
LSPD, hands on the ground now. LSPD, drop it.
God.
Drop the fucking gun now. Got him.
Is everyone chilling now? Is everyone confident?
Got a bag.
Anyways, back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. I say that as if we're not in an active operation, but we have to do our autopsies, or else I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. This is the best part of Ready or Not, is not only the environments, which are killer. I mean, look at this. You couldn't get more atmospheric and moody if you tried. And we're not even at the best part. But this guy right here, man, he just looks menacing. You see the M65 style field jacket, widely regarded as the greatest jacket of all time. Gene, very casual appearance. I mean, this guy would just slip into a crowd, but then as soon as that mask goes on, this guy is bad news bears. This is someone who hurts people
Light stick.
for a living. You know, it's a very dark, grim,
On my
horrific
six.
looking
Right with
character
you.
model. And we're gonna see a few others. I'm gonna get the gang to stack up
Post up left side.
on the left. I'm gonna peek in here real quick. Alright. That's... I don't know if I... Nope, I didn't. Okay, great. We're gonna wait on him to show his face. Maybe not. I think that one might have killed him. I want to talk about some of these other dudes, but we got to get this cleared first. Maybe I'll get the gang over here. Yeah, I'm going to get the gang here to stack up
Post up
right.
right side.
On it.
And once they're stuck, I'll have them throw a wedge under the door, and I'll handle the rest of this.
Use the door jam.
I'll block it. Wedged in. We're good.
Each one of these guys I want to talk about in a little bit more detail. First, we're going to clear this out. Ah, we did kill that guy. Fantastic. It's nice when a plan comes together and works well. Alright, that door's locked. They're not going to be coming through it. So, there's no reason for us to... Actually, as a matter of fact, I have C2. We can... Yeah, okay. So the dude... Oh! Now there is a very good detail. Look at those handprints on the wall. On the window there. Someone desperately trying to escape. I'm going to put this C2 charge here. I'm going to go ahead and knock this guy out. It didn't work. Short. Devai. All Russian speakers. Devai is,
LSPD, don't move.
it means come on, or like let's go. But it's also used as like a, it's used in a variety of contexts. There's no like one particular sense for how Devai is used. I couldn't hear him very well. Well, I really didn't mean to do this, but we're kind of here, so I'm going to just keep up the momentum. No, surrender is not a Ranger word. Oh, I'm dead. Well, You know what? Honestly, gang, I'm gonna.
One in the cuff.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to set myself up for success.
Suspect secured. Taking it safe.
I'm gonna rock
Got 'em all
the.
safe. Good to go. Evidence good to go.
Oh hell! What do you guys want to see?
Evidence.
You guys have any preference for this weird out of place video that we're doing today? We're doing a little funky. We're doing a little funky video. How about the G36? We're gonna do the G36. We'll do the G36, and we've got the Micro 2 all APs. We're just gonna run this solo. And this way, we don't have to worry about. ROE and whatnot. We don't have to be bound by the constraints of barricaded suspects.
Ready when you are.
And we'll just go tear them up.
Suspects are refusing to negotiate. You
Get
are
down.
clear
I
to
want to
move
see
in.
hands.
Alright, open sesame. There's nothing in this crate. We're gonna continue on. We did pretty good, honestly, for for just running through it. And if you can't tell, I'm kind of at the end of my rope when it comes to ready or not right
Hands
now.
up now.
Um,
Hands on your head. Keep your hands up.
Or else what?
Hands on your head. Do it now.
I'm a little
I'm listening. Just point that thing the other
frustrated
way.
with
Turn around slowly.
a little frustrated with
You're gonna be okay.
some of the gameplay elements. Once again, I do this. I play this game in cycles. Let me tell you what.
We have a civilian in custody.
Talk to lead. Notifying trailer.
You know, the way it works is I'll play the game for months at a time, or weeks at a time, I should say. You know, really grind it out. Play several. We got the drug shipment here.
Unknown substance on site.
Do several achievements, do some challenges, whatever. Realize that the game is not made. It's like a playable movie almost, is what it feels like. It's just not. It doesn't run the way it's meant to. It doesn't play the way it's promised to play, right?
Hands on your head. Move.
And my examples are the recoil is out. It looks like a film, right? It doesn't play like a playable film. Like The Last of Us is a fantastic example of a game that could have been a movie that played like a movie and did it correctly, right? Ready or Not, on the other hand, feels like everything is just so
Police. Down on the ground.
dramatic.
Down on the ground. Move. Hands up. Do it now. Down on your goddamn
With the
knees
recoil and the way our officer, who is a hardcore
Turn around.
former soldier, most likely special operations, and then was a CIA pipe layer
I didn't do nothing.
and can't take
Talk.
can't take
Secured.
Element
fire effectively. It just doesn't make any sense, and that's beyond frustrating, especially when you supported something for so long. It feels
Turn around and stay
like
still.
getting kicked in
Stay calm.
the teeth a little bit by people that don't care whether or not you exist,
Civilian good to go for
and
Dock to entry team.
don't
Continue with
give
objective.
a flying
I'm just a cog in the machine. You can't stop this.
care in the world whether or not you exist. This guy is another neat model who is present in the alpha stage. You see, he's got, which that isn't an orthodox tattoo, but he has a cross on his head. He's got tattoos that are meant to be, traditional Russian tattoos, prison tattoos specifically. This guy wears combat boots, though, and a military jacket.
Let me go. I'll make it worth your while.
It's really a neat model. The bald head with the tattoos on the head really stands out in comparison to some of these guys. And this model has been around since the early days of Port Hogan. I throw a fresh mag in. I don't know where he went. I'm using a laser too. That's kind of bizarre for me. There's a same model. You can see bald head, sleeves rolled up, gloves on hands. That's another cool model. We'll talk about that when we get to him. But very militaristic, you know, robotic, criminal element style model. Hardcore criminal, you know.
Talk. We got one. Police, drop the weapon.
Let's clear this out real quick. Shoot her outside again. All right. Everyone calm. Everyone doing good. All right. Let's go do some autopsies. Well, I'm gonna clear this back room real quick, and then we can talk in depth about these characters and what makes this mission so good. And it's the characters. It makes the game good. And you know, I've got gripes about Ready or Not, and you know, it's important to voice your opinions about things. Look at the Saiga. So one thing that stands out with these guys, aside from the Russian weapons and the tattoos, it's the models, right? You see guys wearing. This guy doesn't have a kit on, but he's got like a militaristic jacket. I think he is wearing kit. He's got webbing on, doesn't he? Can't really tell so good. Yeah, he's definitely wearing some type of combat webbing over top of his jacket. So that's really interesting. This is the same model we were talking about back there. Yeah, it is. It's like a Smersh rig. You see, it's got the two pouches on, like sustainment pouches on the back. And then he's got his ammo. It's like a battle jacket, honestly. More like a 83 battle jacket. This guy is another traditional kind of thug-looking dude. But you see the bandana he's wearing has Russian characters on it, as well as a nautical star. Which, if you remember, when we were talking about the Russians and their distinct prison culture and prison tattoos, the nautical star, if placed on the shoulders or on the knees, meant prison authority and bow to no man, respectively.
We have a dead suspect here.
Element, this is Talk. Notifying medical.
There's another pretty standard model. Nothing really worth merit or mention with him, aside from the tattoo on the back of the head, which isn't the craziest thing, but nevertheless.
Element to Talk. We have one suspect down.
There's another shooter.
This is Talk. Notifying trailers.
Very distinct Russian weapon. He's just got a balaclava on. This guy up here, though, is one we're going to want to examine a little bit closer. Shooter in the window. Okay, what the did I not just throw a fresh mag in? Am I tripping? If you saw I can't wait to look at that in post and see whether or not I actually threw a magazine in or not, because that's wacky if no. I thought there was a second shooter there. I notice sometimes you might see me, specifically in Ready or Not, flicking my laser device off. Sometimes it's to, like, designate in my head where we're going next. Sometimes it's just a fidget.
Entry team to Talk.
Ah,
Suspect
yes.
is down, requesting Thames.
See this guy wearing a...
Notifying morgue.
Now, this is actually the same model. It's a variant of the tack vest worn by LSPD, but you see dude's wearing, you know, traditional. I mean, he's got the pretty stereotypical henchman gear on. Looks like straight leg cargo hiking pants and a blouse to match, like level 5 soft shell. But then the hardcore tack vest, the 90s Express here, mask, unmarked ball cap. It's something that these guys, what's really neat about them in particular, you might think that's a pretty unassuming model, and I think that's the gist, that's the point of it. You see, he's not wearing gloves, he's not really worried about leaving a trace whatsoever, but the thing is that he can throw this, you can wear the ball cap without the vest and the balaclava. You throw the balaclava in your pocket and keep your vest anywhere. You can keep it in a car, you can keep it in one of these employee, what the hell would you call this? What exactly is this? Shack? Job site? Structure? Building? What exactly is one of these buildings? I'm gonna call it a shack for now, like a work shack, factory shack. Anyways, but when it comes to getting into nefarious things, he just throws the balaclava on out of his pocket, grabs his vest and his weapon, which he was carrying an MPX, and gets to work, And then, if let's say it's not a full-scale raid and police come knocking, and he doesn't have to defend his product in this case. There's the 4U gas pump, further tying all this together. But then he's just a normal guy who doesn't speak very good English. Now this is the guy I wanted to talk about in particular. You see the dude's carrying, well, again with the Makarovs, the Krinks, the very Russian
Police, get down!
Russian Eastern Bloc weaponry, really driving that point home that these guys are from the Far East. If the language wasn't enough, the weapons just further accent that. These models used to carry M16s. I don't know if they still do, but they would carry the same stuff that the MLO and Black Sentinel carry, whereas now it's a little different. But this guy, even though he still blends in the same way, I mean, this is what I like to imagine this as. There are two distinct paths that this particular bad guy takes. He's either a mechanic, right, in his boiler suit and work boots and whatnot, that is actively staffed here, doing whatever it is he's doing, moving people, yada yada, and then he just throws this kid over top, much like that guy over there. Or, and this is the spooky thing, this guy is a hardcore specialist, specifically tasked with defense in this area.
EMTs and trailers are standing by.
For this operation, because the mask is strange, but again, it goes back to that theory where you're just throwing it on, carrying something around that you can throw on to obscure your identity. But he's wearing a funky split chest rig. So anytime I see a chest rig like this, and especially the drop leg holster, it definitely raises my eyebrows. It seems like this particular individual definitely knows what they're doing, or has some type of, perhaps a military background. So perhaps he is security, legitimate security versus just a paid actor from out of state.
Lead the talk. Suspect
I'm just now noticing, and I want to note here,
Notifying trailers.
these dudes are wearing knee pads, which also suggests some type of tactical know-how. It could be work-related as well. You're working with ships, hard surfaces.
We got a dead suspect here.
Doc here.
You see here the
Proceed with
Mark
mission.
18, very good. So I wasn't crazy. Some of them do definitely carry Western weapons. Might be another dude over here, or another several.
Get down! I want to see hands!
All right. That's
Entry
a
team to TOC.
civvy.
Suspect is deceased.
Talk to lead. Notifying Tim.
He's carrying a USP-45, so you see a healthy mix of Western, European gear alongside of
Down on
the
your
Eastern
knees,
stuff.
hands up.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna skirt past him and check over here. See some type of
We've got this under control.
cargo being offloaded over here.
I've seen people getting robbed in broad daylight.
TOC. One civilian detained.
Yeah, that's
Lead,
not
this is
exactly what I would be talking
Trailers
about
en
right
route.
here, but whatever. Doesn't seem like there's a, okay, there's a shooter over here, though. Doesn't seem like there's an objective right here. That dude had an interesting kit on. I'd like to see what he was wearing. I can't remember all the models, so it's kind of like, not like the first time, but it's definitely a nice refresher for me. Oh, this is just a standard dude.
Lead to TOC. Suspect is bleeding out. Needs medical aid.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a more of a managerial position. We'll deal with that Connex box in a moment. I want to go through and get the rest of this cleaned up. This door should be locked again, and if so, we're just going to leave it locked. Oh, no, it's not. That is a dead dude. That is a very dead dude. I could risk it for the biscuit and pop this head. And that sure as hell was a head. I'll slowly creep around the corner. This, what did he say? Okay, there's a shooter moving around. I flattened him out. Okie dokie. I'm gonna disappear.
Element to TOC. We have one dead suspect here.
Got a long opening. Sometimes there's a shooter over here. This is the door next to the watchtower, and this is the watchtower itself, like underneath. It's not a watchtower, but the traffic control
Hands
tower.
up above your head. Police, hands up.
I don't have anything to do
Get
with
down.
You
Hands
should
up.
get down regardless
Hands
of
up.
if you have
Police,
anything
get
to do with
down.
this. See, is that considered attempted murder? See, like I've said, I've never worked in the law enforcement
Keep your hands behind
field.
your back.
I'm never coming back.
So,
Entry
is it
team to TOC. Civilian cuffed and prepped for evac.
if you have a situation like that where there is an active shooter on one side, waiting for you to cross a threshold, which in this case it's this area, and I'm trying to get compliance here, and say I don't swing this way immediately, I'm like, get down, and he's backing away in the opposite direction. Would that be considered attempted murder, or is that negligence because I should have checked first? Let's see here, people in that is a very expensive vehicle.
Luck in the world.
So why are they saying what? Sto and you got who, what, when, where, and why. Kato, who, what, sto, when, kagda, where, gde, and why. Pashamui. Pashamui. So why is this dude saying what? Oh, we have broken legs. That's bull. Bull. Ugh. Okay, I guess we're gonna slowly make our crawl out. And, I'll pick all this up later.
Talk. Suspect is incapacitated.
Talk to entry team. Make them stable and proceed with mission.
Just gonna walk through here and
Lead the talk.
do the,
Suspect is down.
Talk here.
do the
Tag
walk
him
of
and
shame,
move.
essentially. Picking up all these bodies. Yeah, we have this grisly mural as well. And what this makes me think of, this particular segment, this warehouse and this particular section of the docks have been bought by the Russian mob. And what's particularly spooky, you see the American flag flying, you see Lady Liberty here, even though it's kind of in a distorted image, almost a skeletal image, and she looks like she's crying, even though I know it's probably just paint streaks, but looks like she's like solemnly crying, right, or silently crying. I want us to keep that in mind as I clear this room, and then we'll make our way over. Actually, hell. Let's have a peek. Yeah, nothing here. This goes all the way up. At the top, there is an email that we could check out that talks about, like, cars showing up at all hours of the night and, you know, not being allowed in the warehouse. Yada, yada. Something fishy is happening here, and the workers, these innocents that we're seeing aren't so innocent if they're past the threshold of Warehouse 13, especially at this hour of night. That is something to keep in mind. We already zipped him up. Okay, here is where Port Hoken gets its reputation.
Talk. We have a container full of women. We need Thames down here right now.
Copy that. Entry team. EFTs and trailers are...
This is FISA. Stand down and shut that door, entry team. We're sending a unit to secure the container and its contents.
What? We're not leaving them like this.
Close the doors. Unless you want to interfere with a federal investigation, I suggest you shut the door and lock it behind you. Do your job and proceed with your mission. Understood?
Understood. Put the other guy back on. We'll talk later.
No, we won't be. FISA out.
Entry team, you are clear to proceed with the mission.
And just like that, we close the container doors and forget about everything we just saw. Which, it's been leading up to this, and we already had a very clear idea of what was going on back at Caesars, at the car dealership. That's what led us to the port in the first place, was getting tipped off about that place. The thing, we're going to go walk around and talk for a second while I find this other container full of guns. But, you know, as we're coming here, you know, we've already got that sinking pit feeling in our stomach. Something's not right about Port Hoken. It's never been. Since the very beginning, there has been something seriously messed up about the vibe of this place. And the first hide-and-seek iteration took place in... It was more of a closed-off area, and there were two separate structures that you had to clear, if I remember correctly. One of which was a multiple-story structure. Here's our guns.
Now
Perfect.
talk. Weapons on site.
Lead, this is Talk. Secure the area, and we'll send forensics in.
Now, you still had a VIP to apprehend. We have a VIP to apprehend here by the name of Marin. And there's some spooky lore about Marin. But, you know, you'd go in, you'd clear it. It was a raid, so your ROE was almost totally lifted. You know, shoot on sight, essentially. After one yell of compliance, you could fire on the enemy. Get up to the top floor, and there's an auction room. And it was definitely grim, but, you know, hilariously enough, with Void changing their... deciding that, you know, naked women in a human trafficking scenario in this container is too much for the general public to deal with. But we'll go back to the back here in a second. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about all this, particularly this container of women, is that this is not the only container getting moved through here. We knew that was coming, and as they see Lady Liberty and see the American flag flying over them, they know where they are in the world, but they have no idea where they're going. I think that's extremely sick, and their only experience with the United States is this twisted, greedy
Put your hands up!
concept, right? You know, you always hear, and I understand that America is very different than it ever was. This is like the mess left over, you know, from the American dream. But
Entry team to talk. Suspect.
we're,
Dock to element. Notifying medical.
you know, for people that did not grow up in the States and hear about the land of opportunity, and, you know, you can use, if you want a fictional example, use Nico Bellic and Roman Bellic from the Grand Theft Auto 4 game, where, you know, they come for the American dream and they don't quite get it. This is interesting too. This guy in particular, you see his top is Digital Flora, or better known as EMR camo. This is what is it? EMR VKBO. This is the summer variant of the Russian camouflage that is most commonly worn, and it has been since like 2012, 2013. Backwards hat, tack vest. You know, we're getting into some hardcore players here, and this suggests, I mean, it could be surplus, but it also suggests that these are soldiers. And you can hear some of the dudes talk about their wife not knowing that they're, like, what they're doing, or their wife waiting for him to come home. I can't remember what it is exactly. There's something kind of neat there about the
Dock
lore.
to element.
Bunch
Proceed
of,
with mission.
we lit
We've
these
got a dead
guys up.
suspect here.
Dock to lead. Tag them and keep moving.
But, yeah, Port Hoken is 7 shades of messed up. See these
Element
guys in
talk.
here
We got one fatality. Suspect.
who
Dock
are
reporting. Thames notified.
either actively working here, and again, just throwing the mask on to obscure their identity, or these guys are, you know, working on the boats that are transporting these women. So we're back here at the start. Now we have 2 different ways we can go, and we're gonna go in the front.
Entry team to talk. We have a
Surprised
dead
they haven't
suspect
censored
here.
this too.
Element, this is Doc. Proceed with mission.
But you see the, I mean, this is it's kind of a funny car for a Russian mobster to be driving, but you see the, you know, the classic SUV, and then the sled here with sitting on 24s. The belly of the beast. All these containers piled high. You've been listening to me talk for 44 minutes now, so why don't we just take a moment and listen to the atmosphere? Just hear that rain slamming against the roof, the tin roof, and for these women,
Hands up now!
it's one of the
Drop
last
to your
things
knees.
that they hear.
Get in the room!
Talk. We have one suspect down.
Okay, we
Dock
got a
to entry
shooter.
team. Proceed with your mission.
Again, one of the tattooed models. Entering in, they've changed the Connex boxes around to make... Okay, stop. Jesus Christ. They've really made this into a sick, perverse location. See the fake candles, which the amount of work it would take to do this, to make this as horrific as possible for the women being transported through here, is insane. And I want you to think about a very, very popular, very scandalous sex trafficking, human trafficking ring that is happening right now in the States. That, you know, the Epstein files, they're all over the place. They're being blown up. It's taking forever to get them released in full. People are having to scrub them of themselves, of their names, before they can release it to anybody. So I want you to keep that in mind, because this is real stuff. This is real life. This happens constantly. Think of all the missing children posters that you see, all the missing posters you see as we walk through here. And this is just a fictional example, but this is very, very real. This is a very real industry. People cost more than any drug on the market. Severed doll arm. The red hue, it just gives this nasty,
civilians prisoner.
it's distorted
Element, this is talk. Be
woman
advised,
mannequin.
the suspects are holding civilians hostage.
Woman-shaped mannequin. Wall with severed heads. We're gonna get in here first. Jesus Christ. And do that.
What was that?
Look at this.
I'm not armed. I'm not armed. Hey, do you have your phone on you?
Watch.
Lead the talk. Suspect is down, requesting Thames.
Entry team, this is talk. Coroner standing by.
Help us, please.
Element to talk. Evidence bagged.
This is talk. Confirming evidence secured.
Get down on your knees!
There
Okay,
could
okay,
not
I'm listening.
be a more
Don't move. Stay
twisted
Fucking do something.
end to this mission, to this
Wait, Why are
campaign
you arresting me?
Entry team
than
to talk.
this room.
Civilian good to go for evac.
Entry team,
Stay
this is
here.
talk.
Stay calm.
Send them.
I swear I didn't do anything.
Talk. Civilian secured.
Talk
This
reporting.
isn't
Continue
a
mission.
pop-up shop. You see here, this is Marin, the individual that we were specifically being tasked with grabbing. We're gonna
You're okay.
go back through and walk through this together. I want you to
They
think
don't even know what
about
they're
this.
doing.
What does this say?
Find the real criminals. I can't move like this. What if they come back?
What does that say? I don't know what that says. I can't.
Move like this.
I can't read that very well. Can't tell. Mind jot is what it says, isn't it? Mind jot. Unbelievable. Let's. Today's menu. Okay, first and foremost, let's go back. So we're approaching this area, and this is set up. This isn't where the women are funneled through.
Hands up!
Oh,
above your
God
head.
bless. This isn't where the women are funneled through, so this is not what they're seeing. This is what the customers are seeing. This is
Lead the
Marin's
talk. Civilian in custody and secured.
twisted
Keep
version
going.
of the world, right? This is what this character sees, this leather-clad character. See the barbed wire strewn everywhere. It's just a really grim, horrific area. You see here all the severed mannequin heads. They have their eyes and mouths painted over, twisted, cut. These are rotten and rotting mannequins, shattered mirrors everywhere. Part of Marin's characterization, this is the most absolutely twisted environment. Worse than the Valley of the Dolls. And I don't know why this doesn't get talked about more, even though that is a horrific mission, but we're going to talk about that here in a second. First and foremost, when you complete this on S rank, we get Marin's mask in evidence, and it talks in Judge's apartment too. At the end of Boiling Point, it talks about how he's covered in self-harm scars, and his name's not officially released, so we don't know who he is. We know he's from Russia. We know FISA took over. He's probably back out there. You know, he's dead right now, but that's not the canon, right? So I think the broken mirrors reflect him specifically as a character, and he sees horrific mannequins, which he probably sees these women that he's selling and transporting as mannequins.
Jesus Christ, I don't want to die.
Today's menu, a bunch of headshots of these various women, and again, dehumanizing, because that's what people do in these fields. They have to dehumanize people.
Lisa, 20.
Jesus,
English.
help!
Russian.
What the hell is happening?
Certified pure. Open up. Clean. 10. 15. 20. 20. Last call. Sold for 23,000.
So, that's who we're dealing with. And, you know, this might be a bit of a dramatization. And you see all the different masks, one missing, and the different faces that this character wears. Perhaps representations of himself in his mind. Perhaps just to scare the ever-living Christ out of these women. Perhaps it's a sexual fetish, because, I mean, he is clad in leather head to toe. I'd say it borders on both.
These cuffs are so fucking tight.
There has been a painstaking amount of I'm about to shoot the hostages for speaking right now.
Can you at least let me sit down, please?
There is a painstaking amount of detail put into this environment. A painstaking amount of detail. So they've been here for a considerable amount of time, and this Marin character has been setting this up. You see people guarding this, but you don't see people in and out of here. This is his domain, right? This furniture is expensive, most likely real wood, real gilded metal. I mean, this is gorgeous furniture. You know, there's definitely a ton of money being funneled through this profession. And this character here is making a ton of money himself doing this. This is a permanent fixture, is what I'm trying to say. This is not something that cropped up overnight. This is not, 15 people that have been kidnapped, moved to a location, and then are being auctioned off quickly based on headshots alone. This is a full-scale operation, an opera, a twisted macabre. Macabre. There we go. Jesus Christ. Macabre opera. You see, this character really takes pleasure in the sadomasochism, particularly not just the masochism, but the fear, the violence, the control. I just can't stop looking at that spider up above.
Keeping us safe.
And you saw all these laptops set up for various buyers, right? See the pliers here to check the tongue of the individuals, or perhaps to hurt them. But this is primarily what is used to hurt these girls. The hose.
Can you at least let me sit down?
Car battery for torture again. So, as you can imagine, based on what we heard back there, that audio, this character is taking these women one by one and presenting them essentially and waiting for them to be bought. We saw all these different masked individuals, much like in the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Masquerade style masks, watching from various places around the world. And then as soon as they see us, everybody shuts off their webcam. Horrific indeed. Now we're going to go behind the scenes. And see the conditions that these women are being kept in. Do as you're told, or you will get the hose. Various dresses to make these malnourished, severely injured women submissive, or presentable, excuse me, presentable to the customers, the clientele, and then, you know, this character, this organization as a whole, the Spider. This is the Spider at work. This is what the Spider does. They're constantly forced to stare at this foul image, this horrific image. Kept in less than humane conditions, fed dog food. Again, this is a dehumanization tactic. If you guys are familiar with any, you know, the Holocaust is a great example of, people think oftentimes, like, how does it get so bad? How does something like that happen? How does the Holocaust happen? How does human trafficking happen? How does genocide happen? How do people just not do anything about it? Well, the way you do that is you start slowly. You start very slowly, and it's incremental changes. So Hitler, if you didn't know, he wasn't appointed Chancellor of Germany until 1933. But he was in politics up until that point. Slowly accumulating and growing power until he appointed himself the forever Chancellor, essentially, of Germany, and was able to, you know, execute a full, not coup, because there wasn't any, like, German military action. It's just a full-scale takeover of politics, and then he was able to run rampant, passing policy after policy after policy after policy, with no checking, you know, no checks and balances, no system like that in place, and which, you know, the end result of that was the Holocaust, where not only the Jewish people, but Poles, communists, dissidents, and anybody that was considered outside of the social norm, homosexuals, people that were disabled, you know, they were round up and systematically murdered. And a lot of that murder, it wasn't all just done in the, you know, the stereotypical ways we talk about the gas chambers, but by the Einsatzgruppen, the firing squads, starvation, etc. But how do you do that? How do you get people to execute people on a mass scale, or, you know, follow orders like that? You know, what is it that you do to these people? Well, you don't do anything. You just you feed them misinformation for extended periods of time. You blame a populace, right, for all of your problems. You dehumanize them, right? So turning them into, what is this here? What is this supposed to be? Is this a... Oh, it's water. It's glacier water. So water and dog food is what's keeping them sustained. But yeah, once you tell yourself over years, however long this individual's been doing it, however long any of these, you know, traffickers have been doing it, that these aren't people. This is meat, essentially. These aren't real human beings with real lives. You know, you just forget about it. You do that long enough, and on a long enough timeline, you will believe that. So it's just the craziest thing. The absolute craziest thing. Step out into the back. It makes you think, how many other sites like this exist within the Ready or Not universe? all of it, all this evil just hidden away like you wouldn't expect it. You know, you wouldn't, if you didn't know what you were looking for, you would just think, it's like, oh, that's kind of strange. You know, it's like, well, no one's allowed in Warehouse 13. Must be a military contract or whatever you tell yourself to quit thinking about it. And sure enough, it is a horrific. It is more horrific than you can possibly imagine. And that is Port Hoken. So, I hope you like this analysis. That was a little long-winded, a little... Forgive me, and I'm not going to edit it out. I'm not going to take it back. I'm not going to apologize for it. Because me and Void are at odds with each other. I don't think they know that, but I'm never going to not say it. I'm definitely at odds with Void Interactive with some of their choices, but you know, we already started the Ready or Not pipeline, so here we are looking over some of these environments together. And if there's one thing that Void can do, it is the environmental storytelling. It is the creation of twisted environments. Gameplay aside, which is whatever. You know my opinions on it, my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This is... this is, in my opinion, the most horrific. Right up there with... Well, this is part of the Talent Time, the Spider pipeline. So you have Brixley's Talent Time, or San Uriel condominiums. So you have 23 megabytes a second. The Spider at Brixley Talent Time. You have the Vol House, and Port Hoken. Well, Caesar's car dealership, and then Port Hoken. So those are the exploited pipeline, essentially. Where we're uncovering this horrific organization, this large multinational, terrifying organization with more control and power than we could have possibly imagined. And it seems like the organization goes all the way up past FISA, etc., etc. It's terrifying. Terrifying indeed. They really outdid themselves with the Belly of the Beast location back there in Warehouse 13, because this used to be on the third story of a warehouse style structure. You had an auction room kind of similar to this, but it was more along the lines of there was like one VIP area that was covered in like nice Persian carpets and a bunch of really like weird misplaced stuff. There was a VIP in a suit with a bare face. When I say bare face, I mean he wasn't wearing a mask. It's an older gentleman with like Santa Claus style hair, and then you had a separate room that was a bunch of cages, like shark. What's it called? Shark diving cages. You know, absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific indeed. You see the one of the things I like so much about this map is that the industry is still flowing. You know, nothing is changing. Just because there's a raid going on. It's really interesting. This whole map is just foul. I definitely like this iteration more than the previous iterations. Yeah, this is definitely a nightmare trip. So, that was the Ready or Not story, start to finish. The campaign, the original 18 missions. We did Boiling Point on the channel prior to Ready or Not coming to the channel. If you want to check that out, or the video essay I did on the MLO and their connections to Judge and the greater world of Los Sueños, Ready or Not, please check that out. I'll put a link in the description as well. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more content on the way as always. Something for everybody, no doubt. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, games you want me to play, videos you want me to make, please let me know down below in the comment section. The comment section is the best way to get a hold of me. I read every comment. If you want to play Ready or Not for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And remember to mind the gap, stalkers. Mind the gap. And have a good one.